actual number.
But I think I not answered your basic point whether you need reintroduction. No?
Yeah.
So what I want to say that reintroduction is not required because we have the tigers that has a potential to go up. Only thing is that we have to control the other parameters like disturbance into the park by the local people. We have to reduce the whatever pressures like poaching or whatever is there, and we have to improve the prey base, improve the habitat quality. I think tiger will pick up. And for any area, it has been recommended that we have 20 breeding tigers. So I think in a long term from here, I think we can able to achieve that. So I don't think so it is required to have. Immediately think about that option of reintroduction.
And how often does they feed? Like, is there any like
tigers?
Yeah.
They do. Depends upon the behavior and the nature, the time basically. Generally, tiger feeds on once in a week. I mean, so it hunts once in a week. They keep on eating, and maybe 7 to 10 days they keep on. Generally they eat on the putrefied type of kill. They used to wait first to get not exactly decomposed, get much more get maggot form, such that it becomes softer. So then they eat. So they generally hunt once in 7 to 10 days, something like that. Generally good hunt. And they go for a bigger hunt like sambar or a gore or something like that. They generally not prefer a smaller thing. But again, it depends upon the time. If for example, a tigress is lactating. Tiger is lactating, so the tigress needs much more food in a frequent for really to need milk production and to feed the cubs. So the tigress may hunt on a regular basis, maybe daily.
How often is the census carried out?
Well, we do have our way of census, maybe in a departmental structure, maybe annual basis. But it is in a state-wise, it has a different way they start. And recently we have All India Tiger Census. So 2006 we have All India Tiger Census, and this year also we had 2010 also we have All India Tiger Census. So it depends. State has its own way of census all throughout the state, and central has all throughout the state. We do have our own way of census.
Do we have an incident of poachers inside?
Fortunately not. We have last maybe around 10 years we have some two of the incidents, two offences in poached. That also not tiger, but it is gore. For basically for the meat.
And what is the government help like? Are we well prepared for those things or those implemented?
Definitely.
So they got sophisticated weapons like.
Sophisticated weapons?
Like I'm not talking about the state itself, generally. Like.
I think so. It is slowly equipping, and I think wherever the offences are more, the issues are more, the forest department has transformed, especially in Kaziranga, I think so. All those. But the issue is that we don't have much problem here. We not really had equipped to very sophisticated, but definitely manageable type of arms we have, and we keep on changing, and I think and there is always thoughts are being given for whatever better possible transformation is required, we are doing it.
Yeah, and even while trucking, I felt like the guide is not sufficient. Like he doesn't have even a wireless set or something like that in case of an emergency. What do you think?
Actually, he had.
He must be thorough about.
He had thorough about that area, and the area that he had that was actually a very not much of that problematic area, and generally the wireless has been given. Maybe there is shortage of wireless yesterday, some reasons. Maybe repairing also is not done. So I think that's the reason. But we are trying to equip. With all those things.
And what about villages? Conservation of them, like how you got the villagers who were having the cattle and all this stuff to stop them and get into this kind of environment.
It is a long way to go from. It was really a long way because they were depending upon the cattle for their basic milk. Only thing is that we had convinced them whatever they earn and been able to supplement by some jobs, whether he can able to sell it out, and they had convinced for that. And so we had to do a series of activities for their jobs, maybe lots of eco development activities, different type of self-employment units we had started for them, say tailoring units, um, say just over puppy then we have tailoring units is there. Then we have bamboo handicraft units are there. We have honey units are there. We wax balm units are there. We paperback units are there. All those units are running quite good for the system. We have we started many ecotourism programs which is not damaging to the park as such. Anyway, ecologically compatible. Small trekking programs like what you had did as well. And a small bamboo rafting program, a tribal dance program for these people coming there. Then you have tramway type of trekking, nature education programs. We have paid camps. So all those things will give revenues, and we could able to sustain something 100 people from this revenue, from this what you call the employment. And we had convinced them to sell their cattle, and end of the day, park is 100% cattle free. It seems to be a very good thing for the conservation.
How many attacks have been reported, like on human beings?
No, at present.
Nothing. So they say it is a territorial animal, and they have got their own boundaries. They won't encroach each other. But I happened to see a picture where there's 5 tigers together. How come it is possible?
No, what picture we had seen is possibly that tigress. It's a tigress. There is a photograph of tigress as well, and there is subadult cubs. Maybe it has grown up to some extent, and they had not come to the stage that have left the mother. So it's not that it is all different tigers. They are from the one family, and the mother is there and subadult tigers. So I'm very sure that they are in the process of splitting.
Okay.
But again, in general, there is always proved that tigers is a territorial animal. They love to defend their territory, and only they used to come into the territory with the tigers during the mating season. But again, there is issue, or maybe to be really thought of. It depends why they are defending the territory. They are defending the territory mainly for the prey base. If the prey base is very, very high, substantially high, the territory reduces, and it may sometimes diminishes also if that much prey base is there. But that is very idealistic condition. There is n number of herbivores, and I think that it scientifically had to be proved.
Okay, is there any cash incentives to the people who help the conservation?
Like what? Like conservation was?
Like, has the government made conservation ecological for the people living in the area?
Yeah.
Are there any cash incentives for these people to help in conservation rather than poaching?
Well, actually, I told lots of eco-development, ecotourism work has been employing these people. Apart from that, we are supporting these people in terms of their education support. Education, some of the tribal students want to study well, or they will get marks. We used to give education support for them. We used to give some sort of incentives for those who give good information on something, on wrong thing happening. For example, any intrusion happening or something, for informers we used to give. We do have insurance policies also for the watchers and for the guides, around 200 plus people, and life insurance and medical insurance, and floating medical insurance for the family for 30,000 rupees per year, for insurance for 1 lakh. Then apart from that, we used to give small incentives if so they required for helping us, maybe some voluntary services, maybe anti-plastic drive, or maybe something like wildlife week celebrations, or maybe helping them in their festivals. Sometimes some incentives will give them, so just to get their support and proper, and giving us helping hand in conserving forest.
I spoke to some of the guys, like some old guys, who are here for like 37 years or something like that. But they are not permanent employees. They are like daily wages. So once they are out of the work, what they will do? They don't have any pension, nothing in there. So
I do accept the point, but I think it is at the government level, and maybe it's been discussed at government level. It has been it's a problem everywhere.
yeah, they belong to the tribe. It's not from here.
But it's a fact actually. At present we don't have that policy of absorbing them permanently or giving some pensionary benefit.
Because they were having cattle who were giving milk and they were selling it out. They were having revenues. Now they don't have. Now they have.
But those who are doing that, we have given some sort of guide job. But yes, as I told,
no, these people are really old people, like watchers or something like that.
But at end of that age, generally there is a policy what we apply that we used to give a successor in their family.
Okay.
Just an unwritten law,
yeah.
unwritten law that if somebody gets old, generally his son we used to give a job somewhere. That is the unwritten law. But yes, what about that old punch guy? At present, there is no such policy as that to help those people. Maybe in the future we can think about when some sort of a foundation, everything is coming up in the reserve, and we can do some insurance type of things, like what do you call the retirement schemes, something like that. We can think about those watches at least. Yeah.
And when you enter into the sanctuary, you will get the awareness of the wildlife to protect your environment, to protect the wildlife, everything. But what about the outside of this territory, like general awareness through newspaper, magazines, some ads to make people aware that you have to.
Yes.
Any step from your side, like?
Well, at present we don't have that much thing. Apart from we have free camps. We used to sponsor free nature camps for the students. That's an important thing. But again, it's coming to the park. We're not going beyond. But for our point of view, but there is a wing in the department in social forestry. They do that job. They are being for that job. The social forestry wing used to go to the masses, do lots of rallies, do lots of classes. They do that particular job. But as such, for our reserve is concerned, our tiger reserve management is concerned, we don't have that much manpower first of all to do that. At present, we don't have that much financial power also, financial capacity also to go beyond that, to employ someone. Well, I one day we can definitely think about, at least with the help of some people, maybe some corporate sector also coming, like
regular ads.
Regular ads. Maybe there's a aircell, no? They were doing a good job, especially for the tiger conservation. Media collaboration can keep it like that. So maybe one day lots of corporate people can help in really helping in getting good ambassador, good volunteers in doing that, and we can do that technical aspects also. Maybe let's hope for the best.